Man, listen, we can't as fans, we gotta enjoy this. All right. Like CJ Stroud is an absolute monster throwing the ball. And
Absolutely.
I thought I saw in the chat somebody say, calling for him to be benched last year.
Yep, you can pull it up if you want.
Yeah, I'm looking at the comments, but it's like I don't see the comment I originally saw as I'm scrolling through. But I saw it earlier. But the point is, oh, there it is. Boom. A voice in the choir. At this time last season, we lost to Oregon. Very sad day. Many fans wanted Stroud benched and Coach Day fired. This year is not doom and gloom. We are 2-0. So yes, just early last season, CJ making his first start, as a Buckeye, was injured, shoulder banged up, threw for almost 500 yards against Oregon, which a loss should have been blamed on the defense, but of course, some of our
100%.
fans blamed it on CJ Stroud, making his second start in a marquee matchup. But the point I'm making is this young man, he is incredibly talented, and he makes NFL throws look routine. I mean, he keeps doing this. Has he been absolutely perfect? No. He sometimes does, he's a human being. He's going to make some mistakes, but overall, he is an absolute magician slinging that rock around. He dropped that right in the bucket. Not enough time for the safety to get over, and only where Marvin Harrison could get it. And he keeps doing this consistently, y'all. I'm just saying, enjoy your quarterback while you have him because he's going top 5 next year.
Oh, I can't agree more with you. I mean, well said. People, if you just joined us, special guest today, Brandon Moses, B. Moses. Please support him. He's got a great show, Buckeye Sports Talk with B. Moses on Facebook and Instagram. You can also hit him up on Twitter too. So check it out with him. He does a great job as well. I'm going to have him on a few more times this year. So I like having him on today, having a good talk going on. I just want to make sure that he is well represented here. And if you guys want to check him out, that's how you can see him. You're right. I mean, these types of quarterbacks are not a dime a dozen, obviously. And we are so lucky to have Stroud right now because this is it. This is his last year. And some of the things he does, some of the plays he makes. And last week, too, if you remember, Brandon, in that game, he may not have done nothing flashy, but the 2 throws that were unbelievable that he made was in that last drive to Mayan Williams when he had it scramble to his left, throw back across his body. Mayan Williams makes a great catch on the sideline, too. I mean, he put the ball the only place he could put it to make that catch, to keep that drive going. So, again, you said it fantastic. Enjoy while we got him because as each game goes by, it's going to be one of his last games as they keep going by. So, you can't ask for anything more than that. So 45-12 at the end of the third. Obviously, Ohio State's on coast mode right now. They end up bringing in the second team. And someone that jumped out to me defensively, again, Caden Curry. Okay. Yes. They talked about him all camp. This was another kid that is a true freshman. They said he has potential to be a monster. And he came in and flashed right away.
Yeah, he sure did, man. And I was so happy to see that because you want to see the kids step up and prove what's been said about them in the offseason. And I believe Larry Johnson himself shouted Caden Curry out in one of his listen, I'm an interview nerd. I watch all the weekly interviews and all that stuff. So yes, I was very, very happy. It was 2 great back-to-back plays too. And that bodes well for depth this year, later in the season, and, of course, next season. So I was very excited to see that.
I'll tell you who else has stepped up a little bit, who has kind of underperformed, was Teron Vincent.
Yes.
He's finally starting to come into himself a little bit. Here's a guy that was a 5-star guy out of the South that Ohio State was able to snag from Georgia, out of Georgia. And, he's also suffered from some injuries during his career, shoulder injuries, things like that. And I think in this new defensive scheme and Jim Knowles, it has revigorated some of these other guys, okay? I'm still waiting for Harrison to show why he was a 5-star, okay? But and there's still time here, But that's one guy that also jumped out at me, Teron Vincent. I think he's starting to come on a little bit and earn that 5-star keep. So so that's the final score, basically. We go 45-12 there, B. Some of the stats, again, you think about this, we only threw the ball 24 times, and he threw for 351 yards and 4 touchdowns. So tremendous numbers by CJ. Henderson and Williams, 10 carries, 8 carries. I liked it last week. They were right there both at 15 and 14 carries. Mine has got to get carries. You know what I mean? You know, we just can't totally lean on Henderson, I believe. I think they just complement each other like we spoke about earlier. So Henderson goes for 87. Mine only goes for 46, but still, it's his mentality when he's on the field and what he does when he runs the football because he punishes people.
Yeah.
Harrison goes 7 for 184, 3 touchdowns. And Egbuka gets his first 100-yard receiving day. He goes on 4 catches for 118 yards, 538 yards of total offense. And again, you're playing Arkansas State. This is the way it should be, okay? Now, people may not like that we only scored 45, but as far as I'm concerned, the season is a growth process. You know, each game, it's a growth. You're going to get better. You want to keep seeing progress, obviously in a positive sense.